Perfect. We're with Ken Woolums.
Yes.
How do we spell that?
Kenny Woolum, W-O-O-L-U-M.
Okay.
And I'm the Southwest Ohio Area Labor Federation field representative.
Okay.
For the AFL-CIO Ohio. And my primary function here, I know I service 15 counties as a part of the job, but right now primarily everyone's heard about SB 5. My main focus now, along many leaders in the community, is SB 5 referendum, which we're working very hard at this time. Part of what we do here at the Dayton Central Labor Council, AFL-CIO. We had a big training on back on the 25th of April, where we had probably about 175 people show up to be trained.
Trained to be
petition circulators. Okay. So from that point on, the group that their schedules permitted to be at that large training was great. But since then, I've been able to get out into the field and go to local union halls, different affiliates and different unions, to their either the board meetings, retiree meetings. Many of the locals have retiree chapters and clubs that they meet monthly. So going to those groups and offering training for those who likewise would like to be a petition circulator.
What's someone going to learn when they go to one of these trainings?
We teach them the number one would be the focus. We Are Ohio, what it's all about, the referendum, and also the legal rules of the road to make sure that we abide and follow all the legal aspects of a referendum, and when you have the petition signed, the proper do's and don'ts to make sure everything is legal and how that is done. So the training consists of making sure they're well qualified, well trained to be a petition circulator.
Can people still sign up for training?
Absolutely. You know, it's a little bit slower now, but we do have, I know the last reports that we've got around 100,000 folks throughout the state of Ohio. Wow. Out into the field as circulators.
Is that the biggest number of petition circulators you guys have ever had?
It's been really, really good, and I'm speaking from the Southwest Ohio. We have coordinators in several throughout Ohio, like Northwest, and if you go all throughout Ohio, the numbers are really, really great. And I know we've had reports. I know that we're over 200,000 petitions signed, way over that at this point, and growing. And I know folks call me on a daily basis to turn in their signed petitions. There's 70 signatures on a petition, and so it's going very well. And we're keeping focused on the result. The deadline for us, the deadline to have these finished is June the 20th. Okay. But I think we're going to try to get those in by the deadline is the 30th. We're going to get ours in by the 20th to make sure they get them all validated and so on.
Are you where you guys want to be right now with your petition numbers?
We are.
Really?
You always want more, but I think if you look at the numbers that are out there and you do the math, with over 100,000 out there, and each one has a petition with the 70 potential signatures, if we know that we can get there. We're going to get to the numbers. We need around 232,000, a little less, but obviously we want all that we can get, and that is our goal, and we believe we're going to reach that goal.
How has the reception been reported by petitioners?
It's been really well here. I'll speak for the Dayton Labor Council, and I know I hear the same thing at many of the Central Labor Councils all over. Cincinnati Central Labor Council, the executive director there is Doug Sizemore. Our executive director is Wesley Wells, and we've received calls here as well as all over Ohio with people wanting to, number one, not only call to ask if they can get trained to be a circulator, but also those that can't do that, where do I sign? I want to sign a petition. So there's many different forms, as I mentioned, some that I have go around to at different groups, but those folks that are out in the fields in their own unions and their communities, some of those folks have went door to door with their neighbors. So there's various different ways. We teach that in the class too on the training, with some of the forms that you can, and also the legalities of, if it's public property versus private property and all those things. But yeah, it's going really well. We're really happy and pleased that the excitement and energy is there, because we get calls every day. Where do I sign? Where can I come to? How can I get it, to sign up for on the petition?
Do you think
so? It's been really good.
Do you think John Kasich has inadvertently infused life into the union movement?
I think that, like we've seen all over between him and Walker in Wisconsin. Yes, they've energized the movement probably. In my experience, for many years, and have been at it for over 30, this is probably the most energy I've seen in many years. So it's really good. It's refreshing to see. So yes, I would agree with that. He has energized we in the progressive movement and the labor movement, and that's working, I think, to our advantage.
Yeah, I was talking to the Dayton Education Association President Dave Romick last week, and to put some perspective to like what SB5 and we were talking about the cuts specifically to Dayton teachers, and but that this whole cutting movement, trying to fire our way into prosperity, it's really been going on a lot longer than this, and it's still not working.
Right, that's right.
And do you think this was really almost like a watershed, or the straw that broke the camel's back, and people just said, "What is going on?"
This is not about the budget.
They're firing kindergarten teacher.
That's right. This is clearly not about the budget as they tried to portray it, that the governor's tried to lay that out there. It is not, and this is going to be disastrous for all working families, and I think everyone knows it, and I think that's why we're also seeing just in all different walks of life. Doesn't matter if you're a Republican, an independent, a Democrat. We've heard many in the conservatives that are speaking out against Kasich's plan here, and so that's it's just obvious to, I think, most folks that I communicate with, that we're definitely going to repeal this.
Any final comment? Where can people get a hold if they want to get involved and they want to do petitions?
Sure.
Where do you want them to go?
They can call the Dayton Labor Council here at 259. That's 937-259-9814, or my cell number here. And my name again is Kenny Woolum, and my cell is 937-823-5717. So they can call either number, and we will work out, to make sure if they just want to sign a petition, how they can do that and to make it as easy as possible for them. We've got many folks out into the field, that are circulators. So if it's in a different county that's far, we can, and we've got it online, many different locations that they're having functions where they can go sign. But we will work that out to make sure that, to make it as easy as possible where they can go sign up on the petition. Okay,
once the petitions have been signed, turned in, and I'll give you a sec. I'll cut that out. Start over. Once the petitions have been signed, turned in, approved, then obviously we're in a election campaign mode. Will you be looking for people to help with that campaign, out publicizing yard sign, all the things that go on in that?
I would imagine that will be part of the game plan, and we know that once being the deadline of June 30th, and we expect, then as many folks have probably seen on TV now, some of the commercials that's been sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce, and so the onslaught will begin as far as corporate interests trying to confuse the public about SB5 and trying to tell you shouldn't, repeal it and all those things. So we know that the battle lines will be drawn. We are going to get what we need to be to get the referendum on the ballot. But yeah, you're right, absolutely. That's when the
race is really on.
The race is really on at that point, and yeah, we will be doing many different forms of communicating to everyone, our members and citizens in general, and I'm sure we'll have some commercials on too to state the importance of repealing SB5.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Today.